I'm Hal Benz, and I am the assistant team leader with Keller Williams here in Summit. So I'm a Jersey guy, born and bred. I went to college here in New Jersey, graduate school here in this area. I am married 31 years. I have a 28-year-old daughter, and I really enjoy what I do. I've been in this role, I've bounced around in a lot of different roles since I joined Keller Williams, but I've been back here in Summit since July of last year. So a year I've been in the assistant team leader role here. I've been a team leader in other market centers. I've been a productivity coach in other market centers, but in this role now for a year. What I love about this role is the opportunity to help people and to help people grow. I mean, the thing that I spend a lot of time doing is coaching and consulting agents. And that's really one of my passions is helping agents try to figure out how to build a better life for themselves.
What are the challenges you face on a day-to-day?
The thing I love about this role is that there are challenges day to day, and helping solve those problems is what excites me in many ways. I think there's challenges just in terms of the changes in the industry. I think there's challenges in terms of the things that agents find in terms of managing their time, trying to figure out what's the right path for themselves. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts when you've got a big real estate office. And helping agents find the path to their own personal growth is exciting and challenging at the same time. How did I get into real estate? That is a very interesting story. I started out as a family therapist by training and ultimately had a medical family therapy practice that led me to a career in hospice and ran hospice programs for over 10 years. And, one of the things that happened for me was when you spend time with hundreds, maybe thousands of people at the end of their life, you hear a lot of regret. You hear a lot of people talking about all the things that they wish they could have and should have and were courageous enough to do. And, I really decided for myself that I wanted to be able to live a life without regret and to help other people do the same thing. In my early 40s, I found myself as a vice president of operations in a huge healthcare system. And I loved the business element of that. I loved big business and thinking strategically, but I missed the patient care. And so what I was looking for was how can you find a very people-centric business that is a real big business? And real estate seemed like the right fit. So I kind of walked away from an amazing career in healthcare and just went all in on real estate. And it's been a great event. I've had the opportunity to sell. I've had the opportunity to manage real estate offices for the better part of the last decade. In addition to running offices, I've been a coach and a consultant and a trainer. And it's really the best of both worlds, helping people to build really big, successful businesses and change people's lives. I think a day in the life of a team leader should look fairly time-blocked and structured. I think in the beginning of the day, we spend our time trying to make time to do what's largely the most important thing, which is, attract talent to our team and find ways to get into business with amazing agents. Another big part of the day is just being there for our own agents and checking in with folks, seeing how they're doing, seeing what we can do to help them with their business. There's a lot of problem solving that goes on during the day. I find myself doing a lot of training and coaching and consulting. But the interesting thing about the day is while there's sections of the day, I think, that are dedicated to certain things, I don't think any 2 days are the same. There's something different every day, which is really exciting.
How has Keller Williams impacted your life and career?
I think one of the things that Keller Williams has really done for me is helped me to think bigger. And, I was with a traditional broker managing for another brokerage for many years and having success with that. And then the thing that I found was the agents who were really living the biggest, coolest lives were with Keller Williams. And when I started to get around this company, I started to get around people in this company and the way that they think and the way that they put serving others ahead of everything. I mean, there's an old saying that you can get whatever you want in life if you help other people get what they want first. And Keller Williams is a company that really helps think about what do you want, right? The purpose of business is to fund an amazing life. And what would an amazing life look like? And this is the first company that really helped me to think about that and put a plan in place to help create that.
What do you do to keep your agents motivated?
I don't think you can keep agents motivated. I think the only thing that you can do is get to know them, get to know their stories, get to know what's important to them and why, and help remind them that when there's times when it's not as exciting anymore. I think one of the things about real estate agents is that by nature we tend to be entrepreneurial. We tend to not want to conform to rules, and we want to be our own boss, and we want to do our own thing. But the truth is that success is boring. It's monotonous. To get into the routine, to do the things that it takes to have success, it becomes a job just like anything else. And there's times that even the most successful agents don't want to get up and do it. And I think it's in those moments when you know their stories and when you know what they're playing for and why it matters that you can gently remind them of that. And I think if you can challenge people to live up to the dreams that they have for themselves and for other people. What I have found through the years is that when people are playing for others, when they're doing things not for their own gain, but for other people who are counting on them, I think they play harder. So I don't think you can motivate anyone. I think you can aid them in finding out what their motives are and help them to reconnect to their goals and their stories and challenge them to become the best version of themselves. That's what I get to do every day, and it's an amazing job. I think the best advice I would give somebody coming into the business is be ready to put in the work. I think what people need to understand is that they are actually starting their own business, and to do that is something that really it's an investment of time. It's an investment of learning. And I think it's easy to watch all the great HGTV shows and think that it's easy. It's not complicated. Real estate is not a complicated business. You don't need advanced degrees, but what you do need is you need the discipline to get into the right habits. The most successful real estate agents are the ones that develop the right business habits every day. They do the things that need to be done every day, whether they feel like going to work or not. They get into that rhythm. And I think having a realistic perspective on that, and then when your business grows, what happens is you find that you earn enough income that you can expand, you can hire leverage, you can get other people to work with you, and then you can buy your time back. One of the things that draws people into an entrepreneurial career like real estate is that they love the freedom. And what you learn quickly is that freedom is the byproduct of having income and steady income through a successful business. So if I was going to advise anybody, what I would say is be ready to roll up your sleeves and put in the work. And if you do that, the sky's the limit. I think Keller Williams is really geared towards an agent who has an entrepreneurial nature. Someone who is willing to put the time and energy not to build someone else's business necessarily, but to really build their own. I think one of the things that makes Keller Williams unique in the business space is that our vision is how do we provide the tools, the training, the technologies, the supports, so that people can build their own business using our tools and on top of our platform, but not necessarily become a salesperson in someone else's company. So I think people who have that vision, who want to be entrepreneurial, who want to grow something for themselves, for someone who is really looking to not only have a job, but to do something that can have an impact and really change the financial trajectory of their lives and the lives of their family for generations. I think that's a person who's really attracted to our world. And I think that's the kind of person who really thrives here.
And a few fun questions to end off. What is your favorite TV show?
What is my favorite TV show is a great question because I don't really watch much television. I thought about that. I'm more of a podcast guy. I listen to a lot of podcasts and a lot of audiobooks. I'm a little bit of a business geek because I really enjoy the business podcasts and the podcasts that talk about how entrepreneurial business people sort of created things. Those are the things that I get excited about and listen to in my car and in my free time. When I am watching TV, it's usually when my wife and I are having dinner and just catching up on the day. And then usually it's something fun, garden TV shows, cooking shows. I love to cook. If I wasn't in real estate, I would probably be in a kitchen. And I love to garden. I'm sort of an amateur geek gardener and chef. So those are the TV shows that draw my attention. But I will say that I probably put in a couple hours a day on the podcast.
What are your hobbies outside of work?
Outside of work, again, it's cooking. It's family time, really. It's cooking. It's gardening. There's some organizations that I do volunteer work for, and want to support those as well. I have a degree in nonprofit management. That was sort of the life that I was living prior to real estate, was sort of nonprofit leadership. And there's some amazing charities out there that I put some time and energy into supporting so they can do good work.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
The Yankees are freaking amazing this year, but I don't know if that's going to make the cut.
No, I don't think so.